Hey, what's up? What's going on, my peeps, my peoples? Let's talk about Married to Medicine. Hot off the press, season 5, episode 2. Isn't it like crazy that, Heavenly is the only one right now for the last 2 episodes have a good marriage? The woman that caters to her man has the best marriage so far this season. What's going on? Even the next episode looks like Heavenly's still going to have the best marriage. So we get to Dr. Jackie. She meets up with Heavenly, and they're talking, they're boxing and they're doing some exercise and working out, and Heavenly can't fight, Dr. Jackie knows how to box. She was like, look at this. Dr. Jackie was like, look at Heavenly with her eyes closed, just swinging. A heifer don't know how to fight. A heifer can't get down. So after they finish, boxing or whatever, Heavenly is like, I gotta stop before I hurt my wrist because this wrist makes me money. But my mouth still works good. So Heavenly, your mouth works good for you to talk junk, or your mouth works good for your husband? Which one is it? Let us know, because it seems like you rocking a good marriage this season, or so far this season. But not to throw shade or not to diss the other woman, because people have problems in their relationship, things that happen. My mother always told me, believe nothing of what you hear and a little of what you see. You think people got a good relationship, everything's popping, they got money, got education, got jobs, got careers, and probably still not happy and dealing with some demons inside that you are not privy to. But in this case, we are privy to the demons, some of the demons that these married couples are going through. And then moving on from that, so Heavenly and Dr. Jackie, they end up talking, and Heavenly has to throw her 2 cents in. She has to tell people how she feels. She was like to Jackie, do you feel like that since you're so tough, since you act like you don't care, since you don't show your feelings, you don't show your emotions, that Curtis just thought that it was okay to cheat, that you really didn't care? And I was like, whoa, Heavenly, why you go there? Why you say that to this woman? Right now she's dealing with a lot. She don't need you to throw that up in her face. She can figure that out on her own. She doesn't need you, Heavenly. But Dr. Jackie, she responds and she was like, that could possibly be the case, but he's been knowing me for 17 years and we've been married for 15 years. So he should know how I am. He knows how I am. If you don't know somebody by 15 to 17 years, then there's a problem. There's really no communication going on, or you guys are just living separate lives for real, because he should know that she's not the type of person that shows emotion, especially. But he probably feels like, Dr. Jackie shows emotion to her patients. She shows emotion to everybody else. Why not me? And maybe she just think that Curtis has the tough exterior and he knows that she loves him, but maybe he doesn't. But sometimes we need to put our partners first, even though we make mistakes. Like Curtis went out there and he cheated on Dr. Jackie, and maybe he didn't feel like Jackie cared because Jackie didn't put the effort in that he was begging for and pleading for the past 2 seasons, that he realized he probably felt like, okay, this is my excuse to cheat. But we know deep down inside, even especially if you've been with somebody for 17 years and married for 15, they do really care. But that part of you that wants that immediate gratification comes upon you, and that's what happens. And for you to get that immediate gratification, you make up excuses why you should cheat and not hold out or not work it out, because sometimes some of us just need that immediate gratification where we get that love, we get that feeling special, feeling sexy, feeling wanted, feeling appreciated. And if you're not getting it from your partner, you're damn sure gonna get it from somewhere else, unless you're the type of person that stays in relationships without any emotions. But Dr. Heavenly was wrong for asking that question. She knows she was wrong for asking that question. And, Heavenly also says to Dr. Jackie, how do you relieve your stress? Like, how do you relieve what's going on in your situation with you and Curtis? And Dr. Jackie replies, I meditate, I take time to myself, I write in my journal. And, basically she's in her zen place. And Dr. Heavenly is like, I can't believe that don't even sound right. Come on, that's not even, I guess that's the right way to do things, but it's kind of not like the right way to do things. And so Dr. Jackie was like, so what makes my way wrong? and you're way better. Because I'm human. Ain't nothing wrong with the way that I do things. There's something wrong with the way you do things. Heavenly is in there to win it. And Dr. Jackie is trying to hold back, not Dr. Jackie is trying not to cuss out Heavenly, and just feeling like Heavenly has some screws loose in her brain, and she's not gonna waste that extra energy. But Heavenly has grown up in a way where when you are hurt, when you're feeling a certain type of way, you be emotional. You act like something's wrong. You tell people something's wrong. You scream, you holler, you shout, you fight, you yell. And Dr. Jackie is on a whole different level. She's on a more peaceful level. She's on a level of holding things in. And so, Dr. Jackie also says to Heavenly that just because I'm silent doesn't mean I'm not thinking, doesn't mean I'm not going through things, doesn't mean I don't feel pain. But what's the old saying? A closed mouth don't get fed. So if you're not expressing yourself and how you feel to your husband and to other people, they assume things, they make up things in their head how it feels, because they want that immediate gratification towards that's towards Curtis. And so Heavenly is like, that's not the way you're supposed to do it. And so then Dr. Jackie was like, so how do I supposed to do it? And Heavenly does the ghetto stuff, yelling, screaming, trying to pull your hair out, pull your weave out. The way that she let things out, it's the way that most people do let things out. In some ways, people that don't have an inner peace, or sometimes that's what they learned. That's how they were brought up. That's how they was raised, to be emotional, to act on your emotions, to just be out there. And some people are different. Some people just are in quiet. They're silent because they're thinking of a plan. They're thinking how they can get through the situation, how to make the situation better, how they can work it out, how can they solve this problem. But it also seems like Dr. Jackie is holding her feelings in too much, where no one could read her or understand where she's coming from, especially her husband. And he wants some immediate gratification, so he went out and got it. And it's just sad that it happened like this, and it happened, in front of the world, because Dr. Jackie got to feel horrible where people are telling her how she should feel, how she should act, and telling her it's her fault. How do you grieve? How do you go through that process level-headed when you have the world judging you? And then on top of that, you're going to have your clients, your patients, your co-workers, the people, your distributing companies, how they deal with you. You know what I mean? And she doesn't want to come off as a weak person because she fought breast cancer twice. So maybe she felt like she wanted to complete a lot of things that she did in life, that she wanted to do in life, with the bucket. Maybe she wanted to complete her bucket list. But since she already had Curtis, she kind of put him on a back burner and thought that he would always be there and wouldn't do that to her because they have that much respect and love for each other. But in this case, she made a mistake. And so moving on from that, we get I'm about to say Dr. Quad because she acts like she's her husband's doctor. So we get down to Quad. She's feeding her dogs. She still ain't trying to pop out no babies for her husband. She's running his office, and she's going to start a cookbook, and she's going to go, and she hopes, and she has 3 people working for her because she says she can be just like Oprah as well. And she's starting a cookbook, but she wants it to have dating tips, the food to be romance on the table, bromance or whatever. She wants that. And so we get to Dr. Eugene and Toya. They're out having dinner, and Eugene tells us that he hasn't had a day off in 3 weeks. What kind of shit is that? He hasn't had a day off in 3 weeks. Oh no, my ass would be out there selling lemonade, selling brownies, cookies. I would be working at the mall. I'll be a cashier. I'll be working at McDonald's, Taco Bell. I'll be at a nursing home. I'll be at a hospital. I'll be janitorial work. I'll be a nurse. I will be doing something. I'll be an LPN. I'll be a manager for some type of company. I'll be working from home, bringing some money in, because there's no way that I will allow or want my husband to work 3 weeks straight without a day off. That's why he don't want to have sex. He's too tired. He's done. Like, no time off at all. No time off. Like, come on. What do you think? The last thing he's thinking about is sex. He's probably stressed out at work. He got to deal with sick patient. He has to deal with his employees. He has to make sure he's efficient. He has to make sure he does things right. He got to take notes. He got to do blood work, blood samples. He has to do so much different things, prescribe medication, talk to people, cancel people. Why in the hell would he be wanting to come home to have sex? There's no way that he'll be feel like doing that at all. It's just too much. And so then Toya also, answers some of our questions. She's like, many hours as you're working and you're working 2 jobs, we should have paid off our taxes by now, of course, unless there's more debt that you guys have occurred, or there's some student loan debt, or your taxes was way higher than it was, or this is not a real storyline. And so, Eugene talks about that, when he comes home, like he comes home at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't want to have sex and he's tired. He just want to relieve himself by watching TV, and he also masturbates. And so he's kind of upset. She was like, how come you just don't come up in the bed with me or whatever and get what you want? And he's like, because your breath stinks, and plus I'm tired and you're already sleeping, So I totally get why Eugene does not want to have sex. And plus, he could be upset that he has to work 3 weeks straight and he has to bring in all the money, most of the money to pay the bills. Who knows what Toya's doing with her VH1 money. And he's probably having some regret towards her. He's probably feeling some animosity towards her, even though she's home raising the kids. But she's still not stressed out. She's still living good. She's still living the life that she was living before, just a little bit more modest, but nothing's changed. She still can drink. She still can hang out and do all that other stuff while he's struggling at 2 jobs. And God only knows how the people are treating treating Eugene while he's at work. So, and then on top of that, Eugene was like, I can't even touch you, a week before your period because you're so evil. And, sometimes that could be true for us women. I know a lot of teenagers now, their boyfriends have a monitor, like this app that you can use to know when your girlfriend's coming on her period so you can stay away. I just learned that out recently. These teenagers got it going on. They got everything. And so Dr. Eugene says basically he masturbates, and Toya was like, what'd you masturbate to? And this and that. And he was like, porn. And so when the waitress comes up, Toya says, my husband hasn't had sex with me 3 weeks, or he's masturbating or whatever. And so Eugene was like, that's the first problem. You tell everybody our business and I ain't feeling that. And she was like, okay, I see. Toya is too much, but I know she's feeling some type of way because, like, if he ain't getting it from me, where is he getting it from? Like, he don't even feel horny. Like, instead of masturbating, come and masturbate on me or something. I bet that's what she's saying. If she's attracted to Eugene, if she really loves Eugene. So we move on to Dr. Heavenly and her daughter. Her daughter's singing, and we get Damon. He comes in the picture. He's so calm and so mellow, and he's helping his daughter sing and working on music with his daughter, just like, you could tell he really loves his family. His family is really important to him. And he probably won't do anything to jeopardize it because he knows his wife is cuckoo in the head and she might lose it and be up in a mental institution. And so they get to talking about musicians. And so then, Heavenly got to be rude and talk about the Jacksons and say, well, if Joe Jackson would have beat, Tito and then the rest of the Jacksons, like he beat Michael Jackson, they will be more successful. She's so rude and so ignorant. I can't even deal with her. And so then Damon says, what about Tito? Nobody better say nothing bad about Tito because, Dr. Heaven was like, you better not talk bad about Tito. Tito's my man. I'm like, Dr. Heavenly, you too much. And so we get back to Toya and Eugene. They're in the kitchen cooking or whatever. And Toya's talking about she don't scale the fish. Like, oh my goodness. Like, who don't scale their fish? Who don't clean the fish skin off before they cook it? Not Toya. So basically they're talking about her birthday party for her 41-year-old birthday party, whatever. And she said she wanted something small or whatever. So they started talking about having a cook-off. And plus, she knows that, her husband likes to cook or whatever. And so with that, they're going to have a little small party. And then Eugene throws up, oh, yeah, because last year we had a real big party. It was expensive. So it seems like Eugene does have some animosity towards Toya and her spending and not being able to help to put the money back where it belongs. So he doesn't have to work 3 weeks straight and travel 4 hours to one job Like, oh no, to a different city and town and location. Oh no, that's way too much, baby. Way too much. And so they're going to have a cook off, and they're going to invite all the husbands and the wives that they know and all that other good stuff. Then we get to Dr. Simone and Cecil. We find out that they had an argument the night before. They're not getting along, and they're constantly fighting. And Simone throws up that, in the argument last night, that she wanted to have a divorce. And, Cecil was like, okay, well, it's all good. And so it seems like Simone is angry. She's disappointed. And it seems like Simone still could be going through the grieving process of losing her father, that, maybe she's taking out her anger on Cecil, or maybe she wants some more love and some more support and be lifted up to as well. But she feels like she does enough, and Cecil feels like he does enough. And it seems like Cecil's going through some things too, because every other week people are getting laid off at his job, and he might be next, and they got 2 houses, and they possibly could get a divorce. And basically, Simone brought up to, Cecil that, Michael asked me, were we going to get a divorce? And I guess that's their son together. And he was like, well, every time we get into an argument or get into a problem, you always throw up divorce. And it's just like, you can have fights, you can have arguments, but you don't turn it into a world war situation where the party can't come back and talk to each other. And Simone is also jealous of the way Cecil treats their dog. She feels that he treats the dog better than her. And the dog, always runs and goes to him, and he can feed the dog and everything. And Cecil was like, well, the dog is never angry or mad at him. He always comes to me. He's always happy to see me. And Simone is like, well, I ain't no dog. I was like, oh, you go there, Simone. So it seems like none of them they're both not listening to each other, and they're not putting in the effort of healing their marriage or healing each other. That if they both put each other on a pedestal, if they both tell each other what they're going through and where they need help from and where they need support around them with each other, I believe that they can work it out. But also Cecil says that, that our nest egg is almost gone. If we can't have fun outside of just with the kids, then, we've got to think of other options. So they're thinking about going to get counseling and stuff like that. But it seems like, Cecil can be more sweet and be more nice and be romantic with Simone, but Simone has to allow Cecil to be romantic and more sweet to her. And Simone has to be more sexy, more fierce, and more happy, lucky go, because he's like a nerd. Nerds like happy, calm girls, but nerds can also, and computer tech people, not all of them, but some of them can have a mean streak that the public don't see, that only people in private could see, how they get really frustrated with work, how they get frustrated with their jobs and numbers and programs and different things like that. Just same thing as Simone, where, she puts on a happy face at work and she take care of people and she's so wonderful to her clients and she puts them on a pedestal. She kind of put that on to her husband, and then show with some lingerie on, some sexy stuff on, because, last season when they was getting their marriage renew vows or whatever, she wore stuff that she had 80 years ago, and she didn't even know how to dress or how to be sexy. And so she has to be sexy and everything, because they have to do more now with their marriage because they're on TV, and there's a lot of options out there for both of them. So it seems crazy. So now we get to Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie, she's going to her job or whatever, and her employees let her know that, hey, listen, this is what the blogs are saying. We want to let you know Jackie's hurt. She's distraught. She don't know what to do. She's so embarrassed to come into work, come into her office, something that she built, and one of her co-workers, her nurse, got to sit her down. One of her employees got to tell her that, hey, this is what's going on with your marriage. That shit got to hurt. I mean, that's a dagger to the heart. When I say dagger, that is a dagger to the heart. And then to know that everybody is sharing in your misery. Everybody knows about your misery. Everybody knows what you're going through. So you can't put on that happy face. You can't put on that everything's normal, and it's not. But Dr. Jackie said she ain't gonna let nothing shake her. She beat breast cancer twice, and it didn't move her, and she ain't gonna let this situation move her either. But it hurts to hear the story about this mistress talking about your husband, how she been with him, how she didn't know he was married, and everybody knows it's on national TV. But you know what, Jackie? You hold your head up high and let them know it can happen to anybody. It just happened to me, and you motherfuckers just know about it. So, and I'm one of them motherfuckers. And so, so all the other couples are talking about it. You got Eugene, you got, Toya, you have Quad and her husband. They're talking about it. Everybody, this is a big topic. Jackie. Oh, look, Dr. Heavenly's talking to Simone, telling Simone, oh, we shouldn't bring it up unless she bring it up. And you have, Quad over there making a big deal, getting drunk, talking to her husband like, oh, this is some bullshit. This is fucked up. Your husband's gonna be cheating on you soon too, Quad, because you ain't giving him what he wants and you ain't compromising either. And you with this dog catering clothes, these outfits you've been selling, and now you want to do a book and you want to do a world tour and you want to go on tour just to get away from Dr. Eugene. He gonna find a woman that want to be around. So you better, but you are around because you at his doctor's office and you decorated, so you are around, but it just seems like you're putting him on the back burner. And it seems like he's putting you on the back burner. It seems like you guys are sweeping your dirt under the rug. And maybe it might come out this season and maybe it might not. And so everyone's talking about Jackie. But Jackie's standing strong. She ain't breaking down for you motherfuckers. She ain't crying. She did cry a little bit. But she ain't acting like she's weak. And she shouldn't. But in her private intimate times where she says how she gets rid of stress and things like that, that's probably where she breaks down that. But you know what, we don't see Curtis. Hopefully her and Curtis are talking about the situation, and then all the other couples are talking about, oh yeah, she said she went to the hotel with this guy and she didn't know that he was married and all this other stuff. And Quad is totally on the mistress side, and Heavenly is on Curtis' side as far as that this mistress is spilling hate and lying. And Eugene called her a raggedy ass, skank, ghetto, superficial, nasty, lock lizard, one to get attention type of female. That's what he's calling this mistress. She's like, just sounds ghetto. She's looking for some superstardom. She's looking for some attention. And also Dr. Eugene was like, this is all rumors. Who believes rumors? Who believes what a mistress say? We don't know her. We don't know who she is. We don't know where she come from. Same thing Dr. Eugene said. We don't have no idea who she is or what she's about. So why would we believe her when we know Curtis? And so Damon, he ain't saying no more about it because he's a man. He ain't gonna talk about another man in their business. But these other women are forcing their husbands to talk about the situation because it's giving them a storyline. But it seems like the rest of them are having some problems in Wonderland, except for Dr. Heavenly and her husband. So we move on to the cook-off. The cook-off is actually Toya's birthday party. She's turning 41. We get to see her father. They both order drinks, straight because they like to drink it straight. They don't need no chasers, baby. They don't need no chasers at all. And so everyone's having a good time. Dr. Heavenly is already tore up from the flow up. She's drunk. She's feeling good. And so she's acting up. And so the ladies are arguing about the situation with the mistress. Quad feels that the mistress, didn't know about, Curtis. Curtis is a low down, dirty, nasty dog. And, she didn't have no idea Curtis is this, Curtis is that. And then that's when Dr. Heavenly jumps in. She was like, well, no, that woman is lying. And Dr. G says, why would you give an interview about this? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Dr. Heavenly's like the same thing. Why would you be telling the world about it? You keep it quiet, you keep it cracking, you keep it moving. And Dr. Heavenly's also saying that like the woman should have known something was up. The man, he asked you to put the hotel room in your name. He only sees you when it's time to have sex, only certain times, certain parts of the week, certain parts of the day. And so you should know if he's doing all that, he got to be married. Amen, sister. Because that's the truth. Because if you don't have free reign when you're meeting somebody and you're dating them and you're having sex with them, and it has to be clockwise, it has to be on a schedule, it's all these excuses, or secretive. You can't know this about him, you can't know that about him, you can't go to his house, you can't ride in his car. You guys got to go to far places, you don't know where he lives at. Then yes, he's married, friend. He's married. Or he's in a serious relationship. And so they're arguing about that. And then Simone walks in and her friend Cornisha, Constance, I don't know, I think it's Constance. Constance. I think her name is Constance. I'm not sure. But anyway, Simone's friend, Dr. Constance, I think she walks in or whatever, and they greet Toya, and Dr. Simone has a bag for Toya because we know Toya loves them bags. Right now she can't buy no bags because they're in debt. And so Toya was like, oh God help me, these girls are acting up. These bitches been at 20 all day. Toya's so shady. And so then, Constance gets introduced to the other ladies, and Dr. Heavenly runs up to her, bends the knee, talking about, oh girl, I'm down with you, you look so beautiful, you're so gorgeous, what's your name? I believe she said it's Constance or Kanisha. And then the lady Constance, she says to Dr. Heavenly, what's your name? Dr. Heavenly said, oh, you already fucked up already, I don't even want to know you now. I wanted to get to know you, but now I ain't gonna even get to know your ass, bitch. You want to act stupid like you don't know my name? You know this show. You are Married to Medicine. I'm sure Simone told you about the person that's going to be wilding out the most is none other than Dr. Heavenly. I'm going to be drunk and I'm going to be wilding. And so Dr. Heavenly is so messed up. So then Jackie walks in and everybody's clapping and making noises, and Dr. Jackie is like, okay, they're overcompensating. They know what I'm going through, so they read the blogs, they read radar, but you know what? She ain't on my radar. Dr. Jackie, you go, girl. And so she's like, they overcompensating, to try to be, more down with me. But she goes, it's all good because it ain't nothing but love. But she feel like it's fake. But Curtis, and my last video, my first video I did for, Married to Medicine, Curtis calls all these women jading, calls all the co-stars of Dr. Jackie hating, as selfish, angry, low down women, and miserable. And it seems like we know Quad is miserable, and we know Toya is miserable, and we know I already said Quad, and Simone is miserable. They ain't happy in their marriage. So, but Dr. Heavenly is, because she put her king on top. But that doesn't work. You can put a man on top. It all depends on the man that you decide to treat like a king, because you can't treat everybody like a king, because everybody ain't a king, just like everybody ain't a queen. And so Dr. Jackie, look at all these applauses. They're overdoing it. So Dr. Jackie, or did Dr. Jackie show up with the bag for Toya? But anyways, I think Dr. Jackie showed up. No, it was Simone. So so Constance, I think her name is Constance. We're gonna go with Constance. So Constance was talking to Toya and was like, yo, why is, Dr. Heavenly coming at me talking about she'll kill me, or I'm at the bottom at the boat, or she don't want to get to know me? And Constance was like, I don't know what's up with Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly walks over because she knows she's being talked about. She was like, so Constance asked Dr. Heavenly, what did you say about me? Did you say something, when we was introduced or whatever, say something smart? And then Dr. Heavenly was like, I didn't say nothing to you. I didn't say nothing wrong. I didn't say nothing rude. What are you talking about? You know how Dr. Heavenly act like you crazy. And so Dr. Heavenly was like, yeah, I didn't say nothing. You try to make something out of something. She was like, Toya, you and your friend better not be trying to make something out of nothing, because there ain't nothing going on over here. I'm cool right now. I'm drinking. And also Dr. Heavenly was like, oh, when she entered, the birthday party, the cook-off, they was like, oh, where's Damon? I invited him. And she was like, well, Damon ain't here. He's working, and I got an app for Damon, so I know where he's at all times. This is why Damon ain't cheating. And plus, you know what? Dr. Jackie and her husband Curtis, he be gone for 3 days, 3 nights. Like, how is that possible? Like, there's no way possible my husband would not be coming home. Come on, are you kidding me? Like, or your wife don't come home for 3 days? Like, see, that's where there's some problems going on, when you don't miss your partner at night. And you don't know where he's at. You don't conversate. You don't talk. Like, come on. So anyways, so Constance was like, I don't know what her problem is. So you got the doctors versus the people that are not doctors. But Dr. Constance is a doctor, but she's on a team of non-doctors that are cooking. So you have, Quad's team, because Quad is going to be making some turkey. She's going to be making something, and, Dr. Eugene is going to be making a burger with the other doctors or whatever. And so, Toya is monitoring and looking around, making sure everybody's cooking and all this other stuff. Everything's cool or whatever. And, Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie ain't really bothering cooking in the kitchen. They ain't really helping out at all. And, Dr. Eugene was like, they getting away with it. So he was like, I put them on the easiest stuff, the easiest task. So I guess they can't cook. So they're setting up the tables. And, Dr. Simone, she's going around being funny, and she tries to talk to Cecil, see how he's doing, but he's kind of like ignoring her. And Dr. Simone says, Cecil might seem like a nice guy. He might seem like he's fun to be around with, but he's real nasty at home. He's a nasty person. He can be real nasty. And so then Dr. Simone, she goes over there and she gets Dr. Heavenly's husband, Damon, talking about how amazing he is, how sweet he is, how wonderful he is, how great he is, how smart he is, how gentle he is, in front of her husband. And then Dr. Heavenly was like, I don't know what's going on with Simone, but she don't need to be giddy all over my husband or gussing up all over my husband. And Simone did that to make Dr. Cecil jealous and to be wrong. And plus, I think Simone was drinking too as well. Hopefully Simone didn't pick up her father's, characteristics where she's a mean drunk. But to do that on national TV in front of everybody, bigging up another man when you and your husband's talking about divorce. How about if Cecil would have did that to you, if he would have grabbed Dr. Heavenly, well, not Dr. Heavenly, if he would have grabbed Dr. Jackie and said, but then Dr. Jackie's going through some stuff. So say if he would have grabbed Dr. Heavenly and said, hey, she's wonderful, she's smart, she's this, she's that. Only reason why I love you is because I love him. And so that's what Simone said. She goes, the reason why I like you, I love you, Dr. Heavenly, is because of Damon, because I know whatever partner he has to be amazing. And she was like, Dr. Damon is amazing, all up on him. And Heavenly runs over like, bitch, get your hands off my man, back up. And so then Dr. Simone, she starts to cry, whatever, and she's telling Dr. Heavenly that Cecil and her going through problems. He's mean, he's not good to her, he's not sweet to her, and she's just having so much problems with him, and he's not kind, and he's all these bad things. Basically, she's telling Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly was like, you need to be nice to your man. You need to treat your man better. You need to lift him up, because everybody, every day that he steps out in the world, there's people trying to bring him down, because he's a black man. He's a black man with knowledge. He's a black man with wisdom. He's a black man that has this shit going on. And then on top of that, he might be losing his job. So it is what it is with that situation. So then moving on from that, Simone, she goes outside. She starts to talk to Dr. Jackie, and she's telling Dr. Jackie, I really don't want to put this on you. Dr. Jackie was like, I'm your friend or whatever. So she starts to tell Dr. Jackie that, hey, shit is going wrong in my relationship. Shit is bad. And, Dr. Jackie says she already knows this because she's been helping them for a long time, talking to Simone a long time about her husband. But Simone says that, she talked to Heavenly, and Heavenly was like, I got to lift him up. And then Simone says, well, what about me? I got to be lifted up. And so then, Dr. Jackie said, don't listen to Heavenly, because how she's different. She has whole different marital vows than us. She thinks that you're supposed to sniff his dirty drawers, wash his dirty drawers, pick him up off the floor, pick his nose, rub him down, take him a bath. Obviously, Heavenly's doing something right, because she ain't crying about her husband like you two right now. But I understand what they're saying. It has to be 50-50. And so Dr. Jackie just tells Simone that, hey, listen, work on what you need to work on. Stop pointing out what Cecil need to do, and work on what you need to do, and everything will follow. Yes, if you come home and you be sexy and you be freaky and you be nice and you be sweet, and when he's mean, you just get nicer. Same thing Dr. Heavenly said to, Simone, like if he's meaner or he's nastier, you be sweeter. And they have no other choice but to come around, because a man loves when a woman puts him up. A man loves compliments. A man loves being put on a pedestal, and he will only fall and put you that same way, and don't want to be away from you, and don't want nobody else to take you from him. So he's gonna follow suit. He's gonna know that he don't want nobody else to get this treatment that you giving him. So anyways, it's over with that. They crying or whatever. So we have the cooking and everything, the cook off, so so Toya has to taste who food tastes the better. It's either quads, or is it, you Dr. Eugene, and Heavenly's in the background talking about lift your man up. You better pick Eugene. And so, Toya, she picks quad, because she said quad food tastes much better. And so Dr. Heavenly was like, if that was my husband, I don't care if it tastes like dog shit. I would have picked my husband. I would have lifted him up. He would have won. I don't give a shit. I know that's right. but she had to be fair and be truthful and be honest. Then on top of that, Quad is coming out with a book, so it'd look real bad if her food didn't win against Eugene's. And so then, you got Dr. G, he's talking about that burger was really good. I really thought we was gonna win. And then Quad looks at Dr. G and was like, "Hey, listen, I cook for this man every day. I cook for you every day, and you don't have no faith in me that my food's gonna be better." And so, okay, that's it. And then Eugene comes out with the birthday cake. They wish each other's happy birthday. Toya gives a wonderful speech talking about we love each other, we share, we're united, and we stay together. And I hope we don't ever break up or tear apart or whatever. So that's it. Until the next episode. Peace. I'm out.